Hello, everyone. My name is Thomas Calhoun. I'm really excited today to discuss with you our latest project, which is nafasi. Nafasi is Swahili for opportunity. And as you can see here on our landing page, we believe that great minds discuss ideas. Really, our big vision is to democratize entrepreneurship for women and minority startups. As many of you know, women and minority startups are receiving less than 1% of VC funding, and many of them cannot afford to uproot themselves and move to Silicon Valley to give themselves the best opportunity to be funded. Moreover, when they get there, of course, like I said, they're not receiving the funding that other people are receiving. So we decided to build a platform where women and minorities can discuss their ideas and collaborate with one another and build their dream in the comfort of their own home. In addition to that, we want to streamline tech transfer for uh, minority serving institutions because we believe that that's where we can find the women and minorities that are most likely to be unable to find funding or unable to find the support they need to get their startups off the ground. So we just want to bridge that gap for everyone. I'm going to show you, here are some of our mission statements. We want to increase minority entrepreneurship. We want to increase innovation for MSI campuses. We want to facilitate tech transfer, and we want to facilitate angel investment amongst minority and women startups. This is our team. As you can see, I'm the visionary co-founder, and here's how you can find us. So we're going to log in really quickly, and today we're going to talk a little bit about new ideas and how to set up a new idea, how to create a new idea, and we're going to talk a little bit about how to edit your lean canvas, and we're going to talk about the idea list and what that means, how to search for new ideas, show you around the idea profile page, and ultimately your user profile page. So why don't we start by logging in? I'm just going to log in here in my own account. And you see it takes me to the new idea screen and gives you a nice notification at the top. So I'm going to add a new test idea, and we'll call it mobile app. And this is the best mobile app in the entire world. Okay. And we're going to leave it as private because we don't want this to be on the production system. So I'm going to create idea, and notice this project, this template. You can choose different template types based on the kind of ID you have. So it's a mobile app. So I'm choosing mobile app, but if it was a physical product, you can choose a physical product. There's a food product, service product, book ideas, and franchise ideas, and we will soon be adding nonprofit ideas. And click create idea. And now takes you right to the lean canvas survey form. And so here we're asking general questions related to each lean canvas section. The actual lean canvas section is labeled lean canvas problem or lean canvas customer segment, depending on which section you're in. But the other questions are general metadata, again, around your idea, and to help us figure out what's the best way to help you get your idea off the ground. So as with many mobile app solutions, our mobile app is going to connect people to resources. And we're going to assume that it's a blatant problem. Blatant meaning everybody knows it's a problem, and we're going to say that it's critical. In other words, if people don't solve this problem, someone's going to go hungry or lose a lot of money or something really bad. And so I'm really excited about this problem because I really want to help people by getting them on my platform. Obviously, this isn't the greatest link canvas or the greatest. These aren't the greatest responses, but it's just an example. So I'm the right person because I'm awesome. Except I can't spell. Ha. So I'm the right person because I'm awesome and I've a background in math and comp sci with 15 years or 17 years, I'm getting old, of experience in the software development lifecycle. And let's say that there's a market leader, or maybe it's an unstable market. And what that means is, so monopoly means that there's a dominant player. Google is obviously the dominant player in search, or maybe duopoly, maybe, for example, what may be Uber and Lyft would be a duopoly. I would assume, though, that Uber might be a monopoly at this point, except they probably share, of course, with buses, unless you include buses or cabs. So between Uber and Lyft, it's probably a duopoly if we consider those just that brand of service. So for our app, I'm gonna just assume it as a market leader. And so there's a new pop-up question. We have a follow-up question that says, what kind of segmentation are we going to use? How are we going to enter this market, given that there's a clear market leader, but they don't really dominate it? What we're going to do is at ours, we're going to do a niche market resegmentation, and I don't really know the budget of the leaders right now, so I'll come back to that. And we're going to say that this problem is unavoidable, underserved, and unworkable and urgent. It's got to be solved right now. So what are the academic sort of areas of study? I'll say computer science. What are some of the startup sectors? I'm going to say what's something that's really, really needed? Natural resources, maybe food. So we're going to connect people based on food or something. And we're going to save changes. Now, save changes brings you right back to the same page. Notice it to give you a nice little message here that your answers have been saved. But next also saves. It just takes you to the next page. And as you'll notice, you get a nice little checkbox over here on the left, letting you know that you completed that last section. And then we're going to go and do, customer segments. And so what are some customer segments that I'm addressing? Let's just address Sub-Saharan African residents. And I'm not exactly sure how many that is, how many people that represents, so we'll look that up later. Definitely their income range is probably here. And let's say their average age is between, 25 and 34. We don't know. Notice you can always add another response. So if we want to do a different, same income range with a different age group, we can do the same thing. So who are early adopters? Perhaps we have some friends or we have some connection to that region. Let's say we have friends or a nonprofit that we work with in Africa. And nonprofit located in So what are some of the related areas of interest of these people? We'll put food since we talked about food. And this is going to help us later. It'll understand a little bit more about why we ask these questions a little bit later when we start talking about the user profile. So with gender, I don't think there's a specific gender here that we're targeting. Um, let's just put high school diploma here. We're not sure for now for education, but this is giving us demographic data, as you can see, about your customers, which is really important. You need to know these things. And it's really important that you understand your total addressable market, your serviceable addressable market, and your target market, because in the end, you're going to need to know just how big this opportunity is, and that's going to help you figure it out. For now, we'll move forward. And home ownership, they may own their own home, maybe not, but I don't know that it really matters. So we won't add anything. Location, yes. And let's say that this doesn't matter either. And let's say we are targeting families. And let's just say the size family we're targeting is, could be, let's say in that region, multi-generational families live together. For the sake of this discussion, maybe it's 9 plus. So we'll move forward. I always like to save just in case, but I'm pretty sure it works. All right, so quickly. So what's our solution? So we have the problem connecting people to resources. And solution for that is we're going to a mobile accessible marketplace for food exchange, I guess. And let's just say for this, we're not sure about any existing alternatives, and so we're going to move forward. So there's a discontinuous innovation. What does that mean? So transformative benefits over the status quo by looking at a problem differently. What does that really mean? Essentially, that means that Uber is going to come into the marketplace and they are going to allow what would normally have been considered or previously have been considered random people to become taxi drivers and pick us up wherever we are on their way to wherever they are going. And that's really cool. And so they just pretty much thought about the problem differently, and it caused them to completely disrupt everything that's going on. So let's say ours is equal to that, and let's say that eventually we'll get us a nice little patent for our mobile technology. And perhaps even disruptive business model, which is basically essentially saying that we are looking for something that's going to grow businesses as a result of what we're doing, the value that we're providing. And it could happen, maybe not. Let's not check that one. So describe your solutions implementation risk. So one of the issues is cultural. Let's say we don't really know how to. We need help understanding how to engage the various cultures in sub-Saharan. And let's say that it's organic. So describe the demand for your app. So manufacturing, meaning you have to go out and educate people, and people don't know it's a problem. But because ours is blatant and critical, everybody needs food. The demand for our app is organic. We're not going to put a URL because this is a fictitious app. It says leave this page, but it will save, as you see. Should be organic. We didn't answer our follow-up question. Oh, we didn't answer our question. So we'll put a fictitious URL. Great. So now, what are the key metrics? So we put a few here just to ease your thinking, but eventually you're going to have to figure out as you go through your learning phase for your startup, what are the key metrics that are truly isolated to your business? And there's no way we can predict that. But here are some basic ones that everybody should have. So we'll just put, customer acquisition costs. If anybody watches Shark Tank, you know that that's one of the most important things for any kind of mobile web app. How much is it going to cost you to acquire new customers? And eventually, we'll add another one, should be here. It's not here, so we'll add it over here. That's not good. Average customer lifetime value. Huge. How much do people spend? Once you spend $5 to acquire a customer, how much does that customer on average spend on your platform? So we want to know that. All right, done with key metrics. What's our unfair advantage? Clearly, we're experts, and we're going to leave the rest of those blank. Oh, it's an unfair advantage because we have access to local farmers that no one else has. And we're going to move forward. So what are our distribution channels? There are lots of different ways to get in other words, how are we going to get people to know about our app? Well, everybody knows about the Apple Store, the app, and the App Store and the Play Store for Google. Let's find that. Where is that? We'll use existing platforms since I don't see it. I think that should be it for that for now. Also, what are the costs of your app? So labor is going to be huge because we have to pay someone, have to pay to develop it. And what else is that called? What are the costs? Maybe we need a lawyer. Accountant. Okay. So how are we going to, based on those costs, how are we going to fund the development and all the overhead we need? So let's say for now we're going to bootstrap, and the question is, how much have we invested in this app so far? And let's just say we haven't invested anything. It's the number field. Are you working this venture full time? Let's say yes. How much did we raise for the app? Let's say nothing. Oops. And let's say we haven't offered any security to date. And let's say We haven't raised any money, but we are working full time. Let's say our burn rate monthly spend is 10,000 a month. How are we going to do it? And let's say we only have about 6 months of runway. So that means we have about $60,000 left. So we need some funding soon. And we have, what are the different revenue streams that we're going to offer? Well, we have different business types here. So customer to customer would be something like Craigslist or maybe eBay. Those are sort of customer to customer platforms where they just provide the place and people come there and meet. So we have that element, but we also have a B2B element, and it's probably for small farmers connecting to local recipients or merchants. So please enter your proposed revenue streams below. Exactly. So how are we going to make money? But basically, we're going to make money either by usage fees, sort of a pay-as-you-go type, or we can also make money by service per unit sales. We haven't figured out how we want to make money yet, but maybe another thing may be subscription. So, and let's say ultimately we want somebody like Amazon to buy us. So in other words, what's our exit strategy? Are we looking to get bought? Are we going to want to go public? Is it just something we're doing as a lifestyle startup? Or is it a passion project? We don't even care if we make money. We just want to be happy. So once you've done that, let's go to the next step and develop our unique value proposition. We're going to eliminate this field in the future. Don't worry about it. We're using this field, but I'll fill it in later. And we're going to eliminate these fields as well. So give us a week. We'll be done with that. In the meantime, what's our unique value proposition? So I'll call it mobile app, or I'll call it Moby. Or maybe I'll call it Foodie. Foodie is a mobile marketplace. Notice I'm using this framework to shape my value proposition. Foodie is a mobile marketplace for that connects locally sourced food options to families in sub-Saharan Africa who don't have farmland or who don't have the ability to farm, for whatever reason. And so our high level concept, it's like we are, of course, what are some of the canonical examples? App, Foodie is eBay for sub-Saharan African families. And what's our elevator pitch? So we're going to change the formula for this elevator pitch, but for now it'll be Foodie is eBay for sub-Saharan African families. We make money by what are our revenue streams? Charging a subscription or service charge for farmers to connect with local families who need food. I'm going to change the order of this, put it here, and you'll see what happens in a second. So I'll say Foodie is a mobile marketplace that connects locally sourced food options. Let's not say connect, let's say delivers locally sourced food options to families, we'll say sub-Saharan African families who in need. Let's just say we make money by ... You can always expand the box here, like so. We make money by charging a subscription or / service charge for farmers to connect with local families who need food. I will say, instead of repeating Foodie, I could say you can think of us as eBay for sub-Saharan African families. And let's save our changes. It's not going to save. It did save. Okay, so as you notice, we have completed every section. That was pretty quick. So now we've completed our first lean canvas, and these are all assumptions. And we can go to our idea. Now moving to the next section, which is the idea list. So I've shown you how to create a new idea so far. We've gone through the complete lean canvas, and now we're going to take a look at the idea list and see what ideas we have. Cool. We have a mobile app. And notice this little padlock, which shows that it's private, and you see this green says it's complete. And notice this little picture is here, and I'll show you how that got there later. So we can view our idea, and this takes us to sort of what we call the idea profile page. And here you can see who are all the collaborators on this idea. We just created it, so it's just me. And there's a host of other things we can do here. So edit lean canvas takes us right back to the lean canvas we just got finished. Viewing and completing. Notice we have a completed lean canvas. We're going to go back here to mobile app. Always click here and open it up. And we can go to edit idea. And in edit idea, we can go back and notice we can always switch this if we want to at any time from public to private. That's important. We'll see why later. But for right now, as long as it's private, no one else can see my idea, right? So the difference between nafasi and other what we know as social networking platforms is that the whole purpose of many of those platforms is for people to connect directly to people on the purpose of social engagement. Well, the difference between the FOSSI, which and the reason why we call it an opportunity network, is because people don't connect directly to people. People connect to people through their connection on the ideas. So, in the projects they're working on. So, if you notice, there's this new field here called project. And project basically, when you create a new idea, it just takes on the name of that new idea as a project. But later on, you can always go and change that on your user profile, which I'll show you last before we get off. And we also added a new field here that wasn't here when we created the idea originally, called relevant topics. And here we'll type in food, and it says press enter to confirm each item. So we press enter, and you get a tag. And we might also add sub-Saharan Africa. Hit enter, and that's a tag. We might type agri business, and we might say social venture. And these are our tags, and we can update the idea. And it brings us back to our cool little idea platform, idea profile. But if you notice, these tags are here. So, and they weren't there before if you didn't notice. So, I also want to show you that you can automatically view your lean canvas. Pops up in a new, and we have a completed lean canvas all ready for you to save and or print. So it's pretty cool. Just wanted to show you that. Also allow you, once you have collaborators, or even if you don't, you can click view notes, and you can add a note, and I'll call it first note, and hello everyone, just stopping by to motivate you to keep faith. And I create note, and it's just a little post-it note that you can create and share amongst your team to keep everyone on the same page, and it's mostly for brainstorming. It's not here to replace Trello or Slack. So let's go back to our ideas list. Maybe let's go back here. That little breadcrumb takes us back to there. Our idea profile page. So lastly, we can support an idea. So if any of you have ever been on LinkedIn, you realize that LinkedIn allows you to do that little sort of monkey see, monkey do endorse thing. And we ultimately have all, unfortunately, been endorsed by people we don't really know for things we've never really done. So what we decided to do is combine the endorse button with the recommendation button and come up with a way for you to create that same simplicity of clicking a button with the slight added complexity and friction of telling us why you support it. We support this idea because it's awesome. People shouldn't be starving. And we support this. You can always view your supporters and what they said about you right there, which is cool because it helps you see what people think about your idea and why. Hopefully it's positive. Notice we also give you the opportunity to leave constructive feedback. No trolling, please. You should come up with a better name, but the concept is dope. Great. And of course, you can agree and disagree. We're also building in threaded commenting, so you can reply directly to comments. So check back with us again in probably about a week. We'll have that implemented. And that pretty much wraps up. Oh, no, it doesn't. So you can always delete your idea. That's pretty self-explanatory. We're not going to do that right now. And notice you have a little counter, number of messages, number of supporters. In the future, the number of messages and supporters will be important for other things we'll allow you to do on the platform. Manage collaborators is a big deal. So your collaborators are people who can help you on the lean canvas, but they can't edit the idea, but they can help you edit the lean canvas. They cannot add other collaborators. Only you, the owner, can do that. So as long as you have a person's email, you can invite him or her to the platform to help you with your idea and help you collaborate and think through it and brainstorm. And you can, that he or she will be able to create notes and give you feedback and support. And if your idea is public, however, anyone on the platform can leave feedback and support, but they won't be able to add collaborators or even edit your link canvas. So at any rate, I'm going to add this other cool guy I know. His email is and he's gonna. I want him to be my mentor because he's brilliant. Trust me. And I need him to be moderately engaged. This is really important because not only do we want people to be connected on the basis of ideas, but we want to know in what way were they connected to that idea and at what level. So, and you'll see in the future you can change this. So I'll just send invite, and because I'm already on the, you successfully invited a collaborator. So because I'm already on the platform, it assumes that, and this person knows my name and my email, it assumes that he or she is in line and adds me again to the platform and adds me again to this idea. So now I am collaborating with myself on this idea, and that's it. We can see, I think we pretty much exhausted the idea profile page. It's really cool. So now we're going to move on to the last section. This is really important. Again, notice this picture. So let's go to accounts and my profile. And on the my profile page, you'll see that all these sections, which should be familiar to you, but we'll start here. Notice the collaborators. You can't edit this section. It's automatically edited based on you adding a collaborator on the idea profile page, and we automatically update this for you. No work there. So it's really important that for a friendlier site and for people to want to work with you, that you have an actual profile picture. But because again, this is not about having the coolest, latest profile picture or necessarily, or changing your profile picture once a week, we decided to use something called Gravatar, and I'll show you that right now. So Gravatar stands for Globally Recognized Avatar, and pretty much a WordPress innovation. It's been out for a really long time. So most of you, any of you who have ever used WordPress, then you'll probably recognize this. So essentially, once you create an account on Gravatar, I'm not going to show you how to do that because everyone is sophisticated enough to know how to create an account. It's just gravatar.com, as you see here. And once you create that account, they're going to force you to authenticate it and go in your email and click a link. And you come back here and you will add an image. And I'll show you that really quickly. You can upload a new image and it'll allow you to walk through a few steps. And before you know it, you'll have an image here and it'll pop up automatically here very easily. So, and here's where that process can start. If you had gone through it, you could click here and that would have opened it up. So I'll do that just for you. See? So it opens up Gravatar. Not a big deal. All right. So what's my name? We'll just put DCJR since I have another account. And we'll say that I live in let's say I live in Nairobi. Yeah. And these are US regions, so I won't choose one of those. And I'll say I'm really passionate about delivering quality food to everyone, particularly those in poverty stricken regions of the world. Okay, cool. So this is me. This is what I'm passionate about. And I'm introducing myself to the world. Notice it says my passion is that was already there. So the vision starts off with I envision a world where should have that there. I envision a world where no one is concerned about where their next meal coming from or how they get it. It's not the greatest, but you get the point. So notice this project, which I talked about earlier, we can go in and update. No, that's a new project. So clicking the plus button gives you a new project name. I made the mistake. It's easy to do. So projects, what's the difference between a project and an idea? So projects are things that we may have worked on outside of Nafasi, or other projects gives you an opportunity to brag about some of your experiences that you can bring to bear that aren't related to an idea that's on the Nafasi platform. So every idea creates at least one project, but there could be multiple ideas per project. So we'll go in and I'll say, and we used international dates for this, since how our name is Nafasi and we want to have a global context. So we thought that it was only fair that we not force everybody into the US context in every single aspect. So let's say we started on March 1st. We'll leave that blank. And notice the tags showed up here in the project because it's the same project. And we can rename the project to be, let's say you don't want people to know what you're working on. It's private, so we came up with our really cool name of Foodie. So we could leave it mobile app here, and then I'll show you later. We can go back and change it to Foodie, and it won't change that. So let's leave it as that and go from there. Notice that because this project has been created through Nafasi, so in other words, this is a Nafasi created project, and should be volunteer affiliations. Affiliation is something, a volunteer affiliation. So I will say I was a part of the Northern Virginia Urban League, and Northern Virginia Urban League helps UL, I'm not sure what it is. Either way, helps minorities connect minorities to, I don't know, economic development opportunities. I don't know the exact mission statement, but something that they're about. And so patents are kind of obvious, but I'll show you the dialogue anyway. What's the name of the patent? When was it granted? What's the identification number? Give us a description. I don't have any patents, unfortunately, yet. Grants, title, institution, when was it granted, duration. Usually grants are given to either a company or an organization, or school, something like that. So what's the identification number for the grant? How long is it? What was the amount? Yes, that. And publications. So publications, have you written anything? Has it been published? And if so, give us an abstract and give us, URL, again, ISSN, ISBN, and, we also give an opportunity to create those same topic links. So let's just say I had published something on um, food deserts in sub-Saharan Africa. And it would have a URL, www.url.com, and it might have some stuff here, and I'd leave that, and so you get the picture. Oops, it's not a real URL. Exactly. So let's just do Amazon, and it should work. Ooh, let's see why that's not working. That should work. Let's try one. Let's try a real one. Let's just make up one. Let's go to Google Scholar. Okay. Okay, let's see if this will work. If not, we'll have to look into that. This was clearly working before. Let's try it. Huh. Interesting. So it's really technical. Make sure you put something real there. So let's look at expertise. So here it's just really skills tags, things you're really good in. Let's just say I am good in agriculture. Agricultural economics. Let's also put let's put Java. I don't know. And let's put Objective C. And hit save changes. All right, these are my skills. Just so we know, people can look at your profile and determine whether or not. So it's really important that you understand why and really put quality information in here, because ultimately the goal is to help you get matched to other people who either can help you or that you can help and be a part of what we're calling a virtual innovation ecosystem, which essentially means that we are trying to bring and are bringing, we're not trying, we're doing it as you see, we're bringing ideas, talent, customers, and capital to the same place. Our eventual goal will be to have um, equity crowdfunding here on the platform, because women and particularly minorities have an average or either a mean or median wealth of under $5,000. So no one person's family will likely be able to fully support, you know, ideas, some of the ideas that are created. And so we need to create a way with the new regulations and the changes for equity crowdfunding. We're trying to create a way for minorities, women and minorities to help one another. And so anyway, so we are going to eventually do that. And our virtual innovation ecosystem is a requirement that everybody really put their best foot forward to help themselves and other people. So we just ask that people fill out their profile page as completely as possible. I attended the Norfolk State University. Uh, I have a BS in applied mathematics from the Norfolk State University, and concentration at the time was computer science. I won't tell how old I am. I also have a master's in systems and information engineering from University of Virginia. So in our institutions, we focused on minority serving institutions. So seeing as how UWA is not one, it didn't show up in our autocomplete. However, you're free to type it in. My concentration was complex systems. So and I don't feel like telling my age there either. So here's some of my startup sector interests. As you see, it's obviously, hey, let's put clean tech. Save that. Add another. We'll click. Maybe food, drink, and let's say marketplaces, just things that are related to what I'm working on and what I'm interested in. And you should give a little blurb about what that is, but you don't have to. It just helps people see how passionate or interested you in that are in that. So from a publications, patents, and grants perspective, the reason why we did that is because of these certifications. So we want to get and partner with universities, particularly minority serving institutions, to provide researchers for the platform, and because we need subject matter experts oftentimes to help us provide that deep domain knowledge in a particular area even. So you need people who are sort of horizontally wise and up to speed on what's going on in the supply chain with food, but you also need people who are deep, chemists or biologists or farmers, people who really have deep domain knowledge. And so economists, things of that nature. So things of that nature, people of that nature. So we want to find people who have this deep domain knowledge, and that's why we offered the ability to add these publications and patents and grants, just so we can see who's doing what and match you with the right resources. So we have here people. Each individual can apply to be one of these people on the platform, and that's how we're going to match people. So you can kind of look and see what they are, and you just have to provide, your homepage, your GitHub profile, some kind of open source project, something you've done to let us know you're really a developer and not a quack. We don't want to be matching people to people who can't really code, because that's a problem. So early adopters, that can be anybody, and that's just really going in and filling out all kinds of demographic data. I know you're not that interested in who I really am, so I won't add it, but I'll open it again. You can see the types of things we asked: ages, company size, home ownership. And if you remember, these are the things that we asked on the idea profile side. So or on the idea management side with the Link Canvas. So we were asking those questions because we want to make sure that your idea is matched to people who have the interest and the talent or whatever it is that to be able to help you succeed. Right. So how do you find customers, your first customers or early adopters? And that's where we want to get as many people signed up to be early adopters as possible. So help us out. Investors, basically, you have to provide your AngelList profile page, and we'll check that out and decide whether or not you can be an investor on the platform. Mentors, you have to just apply, and then we'll set up a meeting subsequently. And researchers, same thing. We'll determine that based on our own qualifications. We'll look up published papers, as you saw, and make sure that you've had some stuff going on in your work experience to warrant being a researcher or SME on the platform. All so that we can match people to the best people for the job. That's about it. Notice to contact us. We use OLARCs, and you can contact us anytime, and we'll get back with you ASAP. So that is about it. I hope you understood everything. And if you need any more information, just hit us up at support@nafasi.co. And I'll talk to you later. Happy ideating and innovating.